Hello there folks, and thank you once again for joining me. In this tutorial I'm going to tie you up a caddis pattern. It's called the King River Caddis, and I got it out of one of my favorite books, Flies the Best 1000, and I thought you might like to see this caddis pattern tied up. I don't think I've seen it recently tied anywhere, so thought I'd do this one for you. So we'll get this little guide device here, a fresh hook in, and I'll get started. And the hook is a standard dry fly hook. It's a mustad 94840, and I'm doing it on a size 12. It's tied from a size 12 down to an 18, so I chose the larger size for the video. And for thread I'm going to be using some Danville 6/0 in brown. So we'll begin by starting our thread about 3 eye lengths behind the eye here. And we're going to work our thread back towards the bend. And we want to end up just above the barb there, so we want to be. Snip off that tag in. Okay. And there's no tail on this guy, but we're going to use some tanish brown dubbing for the body. So I'm going to take a little bit of wax. Wax up the thread a little here. And I'll dub the body on. Okay. And we just want a little bit thicker towards the front there. That's how it looks in the book. So we'll get that noodle dubbed on there, a nice tight noodle on our thread. Alright, let's see if that's enough to do it up for us here for the body. Okay, we'll begin to wrap that. I'm going to go back a little first. And then we'll work forward, just like so. Okay. We'll get the little taper going towards the front there. And just tighten that noodle up a little bit. Alright, there's our body. Just like so, you can see a slight taper there. Okay, so next is the wing, and it's a section of mottled oak turkey quill. And it's about the width of the gap of the hook there. And you cut a little V notch in it. I'm not sure if you can see that little V there. And we want to tie that flat over top of the body, and we want it to extend back a little ways past the bend, but not too far. So I'm going to tie that on top here, nice flat on the top. I'm going to spin my thread here so that'll cooperate. Okay. Alright, so we're going to come up around, tie that flat down on top. Just like so, and I'm going to come in and snip those butt ends of the turkey quill off there. Just like so. Snip those little guys out. Then we'll wrap those down. Nice snug wraps towards the eye. Like a thread base for our hackle. Alrighty, that should be fine. Okay, now we're going to take our hackle, which just is simply a brown dry fly neck hackle. And I got a size 12 here ready to tie in. And when I do my hackles, I think I've mentioned before, I always strip a few off on the far side that's going to come down around the shank here first. Just makes your hackle wrap on a little easier, just a little tip there. So we'll tie him on at a 45-degree angle there. I want to make sure he's going where I want him, that's good. And we'll wrap forward, get that stem down nice and tight there. Snip off our excess, like so. Alright, thread right behind the eye. Now, I'm going to start wrapping with my fingers here. This is quite a long hackle. Now we just want our first wrap to come right in front of our wing, just like so. Then, like we would any hackle, we'll do one wrap right in front of the next here. Okay, just like so. And just keep hammering forward. Nice close wraps. I might get away without using my hackle pliers this time around here, maybe. We'll see, but I think I better hook onto it there before it slips out of my fingers. So I'm going to grab my pliers, folks. Hook onto that stem. Just in case, I only want about one more wrap to come up around. Okay, then I'm going to bring my thread around twice over the top. And I'm going to regain my thread tension here, nice and tight. Then I'm going to make 2 or 3 wraps nice and tight in front of that hackle tip. And reach in and snip him out with my scissor points here. Just like so. Okay, there we have it. Now we'll build a nice neat little head on him here. Just make sure that's tied in there really well. Okay. Yeah, I got one stray fiber there I still got to cut out. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to do a 4 or 5 turn whip here on this guy. And he'll be a done deal. Grab my small whip finisher here. So we'll come in, do a 4 or 5 turn whip. Just like so here. Okay, snug it down nice and tight. And I'll snip that off, nice and close there. And there we have it, another size 12 King River caddis. Pretty easy little caddis pattern to tie. Simple. Not a lot of materials. Just got one stray fiber there I want to straighten up. There we go. Alright, so last step, I'm going to take my Solarized bone dry here and put a little on the thread wraps, folks. It'll be a done deal. Just got to be real careful you don't get none on. If you're using this, just don't get none on your hackle there. If you don't have bone dry, just use some your favorite lacquer, head cement. Alright, that should be fine. I'll cure that up with the UV light here. Give that a little shot. Okay. Only takes a few seconds to cure that. And there we have it. So, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial this time around, this fly that I chose. And if you have the materials, it never hurts to have some different caddis patterns in your box. Looks like it's going to be a productive pattern. I've never fished it, but it's in the book, so I'm sure it's an effective pattern. I'm definitely going to give it a try, that's for sure. And I hope you will too. So, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you'd like to see more flies, just hit the good old subscribe button there if you wish, and throw in a like. And if you have any comments, put them down below. I'll read them for sure. And to all of you who have already subscribed, I appreciate you watching every time. And like I always say, until next time, folks, happy tying out there, and I shall see you all again soon. So long for now.